Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be going over factoring quadratics part 2. So on this one, you are going to do what's called the slide and divide method. So let's start with number 1. So with the slide and divide method, what you do first is, so there's a step added on at the beginning and there's a step added on at the end that you don't do when you just factor quadratics that don't have a number out in front of x squared. So when you have a number out in front of x squared, you're going to take your first one times your last one, and that's going to be 24. So you're going to write it as x squared minus 5x minus 24, and you're going to factor that. So we're going to use the same method we used before. So we need numbers that multiply to give me 24 that are going to subtract to give me 5. So numbers that multiply to give me 24 that subtract to give me 5 are going to be 24 subtract to get 5, 8 and 3. Yeah. So 8 and 3. So we're going to make our parentheses. We're going to split up our x, and one gets an 8 and one gets a 3. Okay. So then because we had a negative here, we look to the middle sign to see what the bigger number gets. So the bigger number gets a minus, the smaller number gets a plus. And then the last step we have to do is we have to take and divide both of these. So remember, the slide part was the 2 times 12. Now we're going to do the divide part. So we're going to divide by 2 on both of these. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so that works out. So I get x minus 4. 3 divided by 2 doesn't divide, so we slide the 2 back out front there. So we're going to have 2x plus 3, and that's it. Okay? So you add a step onto the beginning and a step onto the end. The middle part is the same. So let's look at number 3. So I'm going to change colors here so you can see a little bit better. So 3 times 4 is 12. So we're going to do a to the second plus 11a minus 12. So I need numbers that multiply to give me 12, that subtract to give me 11. That's going to be 12 and 1. So we set up our parentheses. We have a, and then we have 12 and 1. And then because it's a minus, we look to the middle sign to see what the bigger number gets. The bigger number wins a plus, and the other one gets a minus. And then we're going to take and we're going to divide by the 3. So we're going to divide by the 3. And when I do that, 12 divides by 3 4 times. So we get a plus 4. And then the 1 divided by 3 doesn't work, so we're going to slide the 3 in front of the a. And we have 3a minus 1. And that's going to be my answer for that one. Okay. Let's look at some with pluses. Let's look at number 2. So we're going to do 5 times 4. So we get x to the second plus 21x plus 20. We're going to set up our 2 parentheses. So we have x and x. Numbers that multiply to give me 20 that add to give me 21 are 20 and 1. Oops, if I could write, that would be great. And then because this is a plus, I look to the middle sign to see what they both are. They both are pluses. And then we divide. So we got to divide by 5. Don't forget that last step because I almost forgot just then. So we're going to do 20 divided by 5 is 4. So we've got x plus 4. And the 5 doesn't divide into 1, so we slide that out front. And we get 5x plus 1. Done. Okay. Next one. So we're going to do 5 times 12. Let me change colors again so it's not so overwhelming. 5 times 12 is 60. So we're going to get v to the second minus 11v minus 60. So we need numbers that multiply to give me 60, that subtract to give me 11. So numbers that multiply to give me 60, you have 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15. 4 and 15 subtract to give me 11. So that's my factors. So 60 was kind of a bigger number and it was kind of overwhelming. So that's why I went and started going through what the factors are in order. Okay. So we're going to make our 2 parentheses. We're going to split it up into v and v. and then 4 and 15. And then because it's a minus here in front of the 60, we look to the other one, which is also a minus. So the big number wins a minus, the other one gets a plus. And I'm not done yet because we have to divide by that 5. So we divide by 5. And I'm going to erase all my factors here because we don't need those anymore. So the 4 does not divide by the 5, so the 5 is going to slide out front. So you have 5v plus 4. And then you're left over on the other one, 15 divides by 5 3 times, so you get v minus 3. And I'm done. So I hope that you understood all of that. If you didn't, let me know when I get back from track stuff, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.